Hey, what's going on guys? Cotton here, and today I'm going to try to give you the finer points of being a paratrooper. So first, you have to have a character. He has to be at least level 7 to hit paratrooper. Once you get there, we're going to start talking about badges. Now recently the Timoshenko update took away a few badges. You used to have more options for paratrooper specific things. Freefall is where I'm at. If you don't have veteran and room for an extra badge, Freefall is the badge I would recommend you use. Reason being is you can manually pull your chute a lot closer to the ground than if your chute is auto-deployed by the plane. When you're drifting down, you are a target for about 300 meters to any anti-air guns, airplanes, even snipers. You are a target. But if you really want, you can look into the paratraining, which basically makes you spawn in faster. There is a little bit of an added wait time to spawn because you have to wait to get on the plane. But it's not that big a deal to me. It's not really a deal breaker, but it's there. If in fact you do have veteran, you can bring a secondary badge if you like, heavy set, marathon man, maybe hoarder for ammo, whatever, suits your needs. And now weapons. Paratroopers can bring any types of melee, semi-automatic rifles, SMGs, and in the Axis case, they have an LMG. On the American side, there's an additional semi-automatic rifle, which is the M1 carbine. You're also allowed to bring any types of explosives you want. If you want stickies or grenades, landmines, whatever, you can bring all of that. There's no problem there. The thing is, your inventory is limited to 6 spaces versus having 10 as infantry. Now, this really limits you. If you want to bring any type of SMG or the LMG, you are going to eat up all 6 of your spaces immediately. Now, some of you may have seen some of my previous videos where I'll do the pistol paratrooper builds. Basically, you bring a pistol, use that as your main weapon to try to kill somebody and take their weapon, but at the same time, this will let you bring other tools. Like, let's say you see a lot of tanks camping on a hill, wouldn't it be nice to just land on them and bring your cans of tank gas here and blow them up? It's amazing. Hand grenades as well. Landing, throwing a few grenades in a building can make all the difference in the world. Again, it's all up to you. It's whatever you want to bring. Maybe you don't want the tank stickies. You can take them off and you could bring a knife and binoculars, whatever you need. For the sake of this video, I'm going to bring my FG42. I want to start playing around with it some more. If you do want this gun, you better pack a lunch. It costs about 300,000 credits and another 100,000 of credits to mod it comfortably. I'll go ahead and show you my mods before everybody asks me in the comments. I do not run a trigger on it. I don't really like there's a bit of aim loss, a bit of stability loss. It's not horrible, but I like this gun as slow as I can get it so I can control it without the tight grip badge. So that's nice. And of course, as a paratrooper, if your character is at least level 12, you can bring an assault team. This is your basic assault team you can have for a paratrooper, the GE Pathfinders. It only takes up 1 action slot versus when you upgrade it, it's going to take 2. And of course, you have a selection of different skins if you want to buy them here. I really don't like any of these camos myself. I prefer to stick with the stock skin, as it looks eerily similar to the American skin. Now, every once in a while, you can trip up a player and they'll hesitate to fire at you thinking that you're on their team. Now, anybody who's played this for enough time can realize the difference. The Axis helmet is much darker, so if you're an American and you see a dark helmet, shoot that paratrooper. Alright guys, so now we're in match. We're going to have an overview of the map. And as you can see, the map kind of jives with this blue square that moves around, because that is the sky train, or the mobile junkers on the Axis, whatever they call it. That's the airplane you're going to be spawning in. Now, if you want, you can choose to just manually spawn inside the airplane, or if you pick a spot on the map, that will actually be your, what it's called, your chosen destination. Now see how it says nearing chosen drop zone? That means that it's nearing the one that you chose on the map. You have to be careful of this because sometimes you may choose a drop zone and you'll be approaching other drop zones, and on the screen it'll say nearing a drop zone, and people accidentally jump thinking it's the one they wanted. Make sure it says nearing your chosen drop zone if you're trying to follow the map. So you can go to first or third person in this airplane here. Third person's nice to see if you're being tailed by planes or not, because if you're being tailed by planes, you know that you want to jump and just keep falling and pull that chute as close to the ground as you can. Make yourself a harder target. From the inside of the plane, you can see out some windows, out the door. It's kind of neat looking actually. You can also change your seat in the plane if you want a different view. I don't know why, but you can do that. While inside the plane, you can also open up your map, and this is very important so you can see your position. Now you'll see on the screen right here it says nearing drop zone. Now that's just actually telling you that it's nearing the closest drop zone that it's coming into contact with. It's not necessarily coming up to the chosen drop zone that you clicked on the map, so make sure you pay attention to those words if you're not relying on the map to see where you're at. And now keep in mind, you can jump out of this plane at any time you want just by pressing E, except for when the plane flies off the map to do a U-turn for the next pass. Sometimes the door will shut and you can't jump out then, but no big deal. So when you're approaching a drop zone, I recommend that if you have the free fall badge, that you jump out of the plane at about 275 meters from the drop zone. Now you're going to notice that when the counter is counting down, when it gets to 300, it's going to say press E to jump from the juker. I wait about a half a second after that to jump. That way I can land directly on the target without having to worry about pulling my chute. This gives me time to plan an entrance, like I can say, I could pull my chute by this tree, land up in this attic, and I'm in this house. Now as a paratrooper, it's primarily your job to capture points or defend crucial points that need to be defended on the fly. Because you are so mobile, you can just go wherever you like, jumping out of a plane. Again, I jump out at 275 meters. This gives me time to pick an entrance, safely pick a landing closer to the ground so I'm not a bigger target. And again, this is your job. If ever you feel you're not doing your job, as long as you're trying to capture points or defend points, you are the pro in the match. This is also the easiest way to level up your recon badge. If you're having trouble on sniper, go to paratrooper and just grind it for a while. Ah, that was a good grenade. Alright guys, so let's just say, scenario, you're flying around, you're near the edge of the map, and something happens, like you get shot out of your plane, the plane gets shot down. Now if the plane gets shot down, stay in the plane. Okay, that way you'll give the enemy a free kill, but your respawn timer won't be so bad. Okay, but let's just say this is you now. You're out in the middle of BFE. It's probably going to take, 5 minutes to walk back up there? Instead of going through all that, just hit F11 and kill yourself. You'll spawn back in the plane and be back into the action a lot faster than if you were to actually try to jog all the way back up to X. Now, naturally, watch your supply count in the assault team. If you're low on resources, don't do this. Try to keep your team going longer. But if you get shot down like way out of bounds on the map or something, just kill yourself. It's not that bad. It'll only add let's see what it adds here. It adds another, I think, 20, 25 second, 30 second delay on spawning. It's not that bad. It's much better than walking for all that time. You'll be back in the action quicker. You can get another fresh drop. Get to where you need to be. Be more of use to your team. Well guys, that's all I can think about to tell you when it comes to the paratrooping. I'm sure I missed a few key points. Feel free to add in the comments below and everything. But there's not much really to paratrooping. You just gotta get in there and capture points. It's your job. Just make it happen. But I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I helped you guys out a little bit at least, or I just maybe gave you some tips you weren't aware of. It's pretty basic though, and once you get Paratrooper, I have to say, I kinda like it better than Infantry, especially if you're trying to make money. It has even less upkeep than Infantry, because you're not worried about repairing vehicles, and you tend to have less gear on you. If you only have a gun, you're not throwing grenades and spending that repair cost, but it's really ultimately up to you. Well hey, thanks for watching guys. I really appreciate it. I hope I was able to teach you all something here, and I'll see you in the next one.